All right. Well, what I want to cover today is if you ever felt like you wanted more or you were in search of your purpose, right? Or you felt like you had this inner voice that you just want to get out, but you felt that resistance. So if you ever felt that, or if it's something that you have been thinking of searching for, then this video is for you. And what I want to cover is really is a basis is the journey that I've gone through, because that I believe is the best that we can provide to others. Right, is our own journey. So um, I'm going to share with you like what I've learned in finding my voice, in searching for my purpose and finding it. But the very one thing that I want you to realize is that what really holds us back from pretty much everything that we do, and for what we want to do is our thought of failure, right? Think of that thing that you want to do. Maybe it's, you want to share your voice. Maybe you want to create a video. Maybe you want to talk to somebody. Maybe you want to start a business. Whatever it is, it's that thought of failure. It's that thought of what if this doesn't go wrong, right? What if this goes wrong, right? What if this doesn't work, right? What's going to happen? What if, I lose all my money? What if I lose my time? Now, if you really think about that statement, they're all what ifs. The fear of failure is for something that has not even occurred yet, right? So your brain automatically, your thoughts automatically associating something with the past to what it is that you want to do. And what that is, it's being uncomfortable, right? Because anytime you're going to do something new, it's going to be uncomfortable. So it automatically associates something uncomfortable, and your brain, your thoughts, goes back, like a file cabinet, like a drive, like files in your computer, and it searches when's the last most uncomfortable thing that I ever experienced, and then automatically tags it as failure, and then those thoughts start coming in, and they start telling you certain things, right? Usually they'll start telling you, give up, right? It's not worth it. No one can help you, right? It's impossible to do, right? And then it starts telling you, everything is against me, right? This person's not helping me because of this. It's this person's fault. You start finding blame in everything external. It's everybody else's fault. So let's say you go through that, and then you're able possibly to, maybe kind of get a little further. Then it still wants to be noted. It still wants to hold you back, right? Because you're getting more uncomfortable. Then it's going to start telling you it's your fault. Then it goes internal, right? And that's where it really hurts. Then it starts saying that you're not worth it, right? Like you can't do that. It starts blaming you internally, and at that point, usually that's when you freeze. That's when you will give up, right? Because once you internalize it, then you associate with it, and it's that much more harder to break free from it. So you're thinking, okay, great. So the very first step is to be aware of what's going on, right? So it's not you, it's the fear of something that hasn't even happened yet, and it's created by your past. So the solution is just this: is just understanding that your brain likes comfort. It will want you. It does not want you to go outside your comfort zone. Um, and this you see in anything in life, right? If it's in sports, if it's in health, if it's financial, if it's relationships, if it's spirituality, um, if it's professional development, anything that's uncomfortable, your brain doesn't like it, right? Because you're wired to be comfortable. You're wired for survival. Um, Unfortunately, that's a prehistoric wiring, and we'll talk about a little bit about the your programming that when you're at an early age that tends to magnify that. But you want to understand that you're going to suck when you first start anything. Think about when you watch a baby when they're learning from to crawl to walk. It's horrible, right? I mean, it's like this little ballet dance where they just get up and they fall, get up and they fall, right? I'm thinking when you or maybe someone else rode a bike, right? When you learn, you crash. It's that fear, right? You're gonna suck at it in the beginning. However, You just got to start doing what you fear. And again, understanding that fear is not real, right? It's actually an association for something from the past. I think Les Brown, and there's this book. I don't remember the name, but it actually called um, "Fear as False Evidence Appearing Real." Right. So it's not the real evidence. It's based on the past that is trying to convince you that it's real. Right. So what you have to do is to break through, and the solution for it is just start doing it. Just start doing it now. Sometimes taking that big step is a little bit harder. So maybe you might want to break them down to smaller steps. That's why if you have a goal, you want to break it down into smaller goals. Now, one thing that really want you to really focus on is progress over perfection. So what does that mean? Is that as long as you're taking steps and consistently on every day, that's better than for it to be perfect, because we want the situation to be perfect, right? We want the business to be perfect. We want whatever it is that you're doing, you want it to be in a perfect situation for you to achieve it. And that's just not reality. So you want to keep moving towards it. Now, one of the really important things to realize is that your voice, your message, your purpose is really buried under everything you have ever learned over the years, and primarily between 0 to 7 years old. Now, what does that mean? It means that between that age of 0 to 7 years old, your conscious mind wasn't developed yet, right? Like your control of thoughts wasn't developed yet. You're just 100% subconscious mind. And what does that mean? Is basically you're just a internal recorder, just recording everything external, what people have told you, the experiences, and you start associating things with other things, right? That's where a lot of your personality starts being developed. So what does that mean? Is that you came into this world a blank slate, and then you start developing all these experiences, and inside you actually do have a voice. You have a purpose that you develop over time, and it might change, but essentially it's the core of what it is that you feel that you want to do. And your voice, you, is your authentic self, right? It's you. It's when you do things that you feel that might be really uncomfortable, but it feels so good. That's what is trying to come out of you, right? So how do you find your authentic voice? It's really, you have to identify what it is, your burning desire inside. It's different for everybody, different stages for everybody. Some people, I think, find it at an early age, later age, middle age, really doesn't matter. But you really want to find at that moment, what is your burning deep desire? Number one. So you want to ask yourself, what is that thing that I can do every single day, right? And that would be just 100% energetic. And I could just do it every single day if I get that opportunity. So step 2 is take a step towards achieving it. Just find out, map it out, find someone else has done it, model them, and just start taking those steps, right? Little by little. The third is just say what's in your heart, meaning, try to take thinking out of it now that you know that your thoughts are initially somewhat against you. Just say what's in your heart. Just say it without the fear of what the other people will think. Because remember, that's based on the critic in your head. That's really not even you. So you want to say what's in your heart. And then what's going to happen is the right people will be attracted to you. The right opportunities will be attracted to you. You can call it the law of attraction, whatever it is, but all of a sudden you'll see these opportunities coming up. And the more you do it, the more you will receive. The more you give, the more you receive. And one thing, once you start that process, you hear about creators online, people that just are essentially creators, just create content. Once you start sharing it, you have to understand one thing. It's your right to be wealthy and to get paid for your gifts. It's the law of nature, right? You have certain gifts that are unique to you. You have every single right to get paid for it, meaning to build wealth, right? You give and you receive. Now, very important, you want to give to receive, right? Very important. Because you want to get out there. You want to attract those right people, those right opportunities, and it's your right to be wealthy. And wealth is not just necessarily monetarily. Of course, you need to survive and then plus be comfortable, right? To do what it is that you want to do. It's different for everybody. Could be $100,000 a year. It could be $10 million a year. But wealth really comes from, I believe, 6 different core beliefs or values. This is something that I've based my life over later in my life, but it has really transformed my life. So I want to share them with you. Number 1 is spirituality. Number 2 is professional development. And 3 is health. 4 is family. And then 5 is business. And then 6 is relationships. Now, that order will vary depending on you. It's very unique to you, but those 6 core pillars, if you're able to provide something to those 6 every single day, you will feel fulfilled, and then you feel wealthy, right? Like that becomes wealth. So let's talk about how can you be, how can you build wealth around what it is that you want to do. Is you start building it. All right, you start identifying those steps. You identify your gifts, and then you start modeling it. So you want to start building. Step 2, start helping people. Start getting your message out there, doing whatever it is that you have to do to have your voice heard. Very important. And then you start getting paid for it, right? But you have to put it out there. So I will close with this. There's really 3 steps that I really want you to, if it's something that you want to find your voice, find your message, and essentially build a business around it. Just 1, have a goal. You want to have a clear vision of what it is that you want. Something that I suggest highly suggest you do that really transformed my life is to do your perfect day. If you want a guide, message me, possibly put a link and down below on how to download it. But it's write out your perfect day from the moment you open your eyes to where what are you thinking before you actually go to sleep. Very important. So you want to write out your perfect day, that day that you would live over and over again. And don't just put the monetary things or the material things, but you want to do the feeling, the experience that, right? I'm a little bit, takes me to do longer things sometimes. So it took me about maybe total combination about 5 hours to do it. You could do it probably like in 2 hours. And then you want to plan, have a plan to achieve that. You want to break it down. Again, find someone else to model that you can break it down to steps, achievable steps for you with the end goal. And then 3rd step is just do it. Just take action. So I hope you found this useful. Again, the purpose of this is for you to find your message, to find your purpose, and it's really to go in deep, but to know that initially your thoughts are not going to allow you to find your purpose or find your voice, because it's the programming that you have. And so you need to start being aware of that and start deprogramming yourself. And the way you do that is being aware of it and then start taking those steps that we identified. So I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, please feel free to subscribe to my channel and also like or share it. So again, thank you, and I will see you in the next one.